Have you ever felt like your life has suddenly slowed down? Doors you expected to open have stayed shut. People you thought would always be by your side have quietly walked away. Your prayers seem to echo into silence. And you're left wondering, God, did I do something wrong? What if the silence isn't rejection? What if the delay isn't punishment? What if God is quietly preparing you for the biggest season of your life? Throughout the Bible, God often prepared his people in hidden places before bringing them into public purpose. Joseph endured years in prison before becoming a ruler in Egypt. David spent years tending sheep before wearing a crown. Even Jesus lived in relative obscurity for decades before beginning his earthly ministry. Preparation often happens where no one is watching. Today, let's look at 6 biblical signs that God may be preparing you for a significant new season. These are not promises that a breakthrough will happen on your timetable. Rather, they are biblical patterns that can encourage you to remain faithful while you wait. Sign 1. Closed doors keep redirecting you. A man applied for the promotion he had dreamed about for years. He prepared. He prayed. He believed it was the perfect opportunity. Then the answer came. No. At first, he felt disappointed. Months later, another opportunity appeared. One that matched his gifts far better and opened doors he had never imagined. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and he will make your paths straight." Sometimes God's greatest protection sounds like, "Not yet." A closed door isn't always a sign that you failed. Sometimes it's evidence that God is leading you somewhere you cannot yet see. Sign 2. Your character is being tested more than your comfort. Have you noticed that patience seems harder lately? Forgiveness feels costly. Integrity is being tested. Humility is being stretched. That's not always a sign that you're moving backward. James 1:2-4 reminds us that the testing of our faith produces perseverance. God is often more interested in preparing your character than promoting your circumstances, because if your character can't sustain your calling, your success may eventually destroy you. Sign 3. God is quietly removing the wrong people. Losing relationships hurts, especially when you don't understand why they changed. A woman once shared that several friendships slowly faded within the same year. She thought she was being abandoned. Looking back years later, she realized God had been making room for healthier relationships that encouraged her faith instead of pulling her away from it. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." Not every goodbye is a punishment. Sometimes it's preparation. If this message is speaking to you, subscribe and write, "Lord, prepare my heart," in the comments. Because the next 3 signs may completely change the way you see your current season. Sign 4. You feel a growing hunger for God. Things that once satisfied you no longer do. You begin spending more time in prayer. Scripture becomes more meaningful. Worship touches your heart in deeper ways. Matthew 5:6 says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." Before God often changes your circumstances, he changes your desires. The greatest preparation isn't a better resume. It's a transformed heart. Sign 5. You're learning to trust God without immediate answers. Faith is easiest when everything makes sense. But real faith grows when answers don't come quickly. Abraham waited. Joseph waited. David waited. Their waiting wasn't wasted. Romans 8:28 reminds believers that God works in all things for the good of those who love him. Waiting isn't evidence that God has forgotten you. Sometimes waiting is where God teaches you to trust him most deeply. Sign 6. You're finding peace, even before your circumstances change. Perhaps this is the clearest sign of spiritual growth. Nothing around you has changed. The bills still exist. The uncertainty remains. The prayers are still unanswered. Yet something inside you is different. Instead of panic, there is peace. Philippians 4:7 speaks of the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. That peace isn't based on perfect circumstances. It's rooted in the presence of Christ. When God's peace begins to guard your heart before your situation changes, he may be preparing you not just for a new season, but for greater spiritual maturity. As we reflect on these 6 signs, remember this: no list can tell you exactly what God is planning. Scripture does not promise that every hardship is immediately followed by earthly success or a dramatic breakthrough, but it does promise that God is faithful. He finishes what he starts. If you belong to Christ, your waiting is never meaningless. Every closed door, every quiet season, every lesson in patience, and every act of obedience can become part of the way God shapes you into the person he is calling you to be. Isaiah 40:31 gives us this beautiful promise. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. So don't lose heart. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep walking faithfully, even when you cannot yet see the destination. Because the God who prepares you in private is faithful to lead you according to his perfect wisdom and timing. If this message encouraged you today, write, "I trust God's timing," in the comments. Share this video with someone who is waiting on God, and subscribe as we continue growing together in biblical wisdom every week. May the Lord strengthen your faith, fill you with his peace, and remind you that he is always at work, even in the quiet seasons. God bless you. Until next time.